Welcome to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. I am Peju Bamgboshe Rothisberger.
Hi everyone, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
And this is the Bamgboshe Happy Hour Pop Edition or Film and TV Edition, whichever one you prefer.
Okay.
How are you, Bob? What's up?
Oh, wonderful, sweetie. Everything is great. I'm just enjoying the beautiful weather as always. It's always a marvel for me every day to see the beautiful sunshine and enjoying the warm temperatures and looking forward to the first official barbecue season of the year coming up soon.
Oh, what is that, Memorial Day?
Memorial Day. How about you, sweetie? What's going on your end?
Working hard. Looking forward to holiday season coming up, and just grateful and thankful. So I think we should really be grateful and thankful for these young men. That is the New York Knicks.
All right.
Let's do a toast to the Knicks.
Oh yes. Oh, shout out to the Knicks. Hold on. Let me grab my fabulous
to the Eastern
cocktail.
Conference Finals. Let's go.
Okay, continued success. Hey, long life, prosperity, health, wealth, happiness to the New York Knicks. Salute.
Salute.
Yay. Okay. Ooh. Okay, fellas. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we know the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals playing against the Indiana Pacers. It should be an exciting matchup. We have Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. It should be pretty entertaining, man.
Okay.
Are you excited? Jalen Brunson is, and Cat. No? Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Good.
Okay, I know you don't want to hear about that.
Right.
Okay, the Oklahoma City Thunder took down the Denver Nuggets. It wasn't even close. 125-93 victory.
Oh, my goodness. That was just a trouncing.
And
oh, boy.
SGA, who we know is going to be the MVP, he had a good game, as always. But I think the Denver Nuggets were just on borrowed time. I think, they were injured. They're older. It just wasn't their time.
Okay.
And they fired their coach right ahead of the playoffs, which is really crazy.
Oh, boy. Well, they were going through a bunch of chaos, period. Mm-hmm. So, listen, congratulations and good lucks to all the remaining guys, and for the guys who, gave us so much entertainment and are so talented as well. Good luck for them, and there's always next year. There's always next year. If the stars align just right, you'll have another chance.
Well, we'll see. There's 4 teams left. We shall see who is the ultimate winner.
Okay, and I just want to say once again, go ahead, Knicks, the giant slayers. Go ahead, Knicks. And not only did they win, but that they beat the Celtics, the giant slaying Knicks. Good. Okay, good for them.
Now, something that has been very controversial, we're going to switch over to the WNBA.
Uh-oh.
The WNBA season kicked off with a bang, and it was a rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Now,
are they still talking about that?
Well, things got physical. Caitlin Clark filed Angel Reese, and she went to the ground. Angel got up and was ready to fight. They broke everything up. Nobody actually really fought.
Wow.
And social media
blew it
attacked
up.
Angel Reese. Really bad. And even RG3 said that Angel Reese, you could tell he hates Caitlin Clark. This is beyond basketball. Now, the WNBA had to come out.
Aren't those comments just from a private individual?
Yes.
Oh,
but
okay.
It was social media was attacking her.
Was attacking her.
Was attacking
Angel.
Angel Reese.
Why?
Because of racist stuff.
Oh, you mean the racist people were doing that?
Yes. Trying to say that she hates Caitlyn and is coming after Caitlyn, and it was like it just wasn't right. Angel Reese responded after everything, and she said that it was all basketball. I'm moving on.
Right. Good for her.
But it took an ugly turn on social media.
Right. Well, social media is always taking ugly turns. It's full of people who love to vent
But
and take
RG3
ugly
really
turns.
should shut up.
I didn't understand about RG3. Was he defending?
No, he was not. He was defending Caitlin Clark. He attacked Angel Reese.
Okay. Oh, well. Okay.
Now, mind you, Caitlin Clark was the one who filed the.
Yes, I understand.
Angel Reese got upset.
Yeah. In other words, she threw the first blow. She initiated it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen, so much for RG3. How much weight does anything he says have to carry? How much gravitas does he have? He has no sway.
He doesn't even work for ESPN.
I remember when he had this whole big video of him at camp and exercising, and he was going to be the next best thing or whatever.
He got injured.
Listen. He got injured or he didn't. Whatever happened, okay, he didn't turn out to be all that he was trying to pretend that he was.
That's true.
And he wasn't at the time he made that film. That film was just a self-serving vehicle that he made for whomever. That it just never materialized into anything other than him being a commentator. And most people are commentators after they've had lengthy and successful careers.
Yeah.
He was a commentator without doing that.
Right.
So nobody wants to know anything from him because we don't know what he could have, would have, should have been because it didn't go down that way.
Yes.
So he need to fall back and be glad that he's living a comfortable life, assuming that he is, and that's it. He need to fall back. Okay.
I don't know where RG3 is coming from.
I don't know where he's coming from either, and guess what? I don't even care.
I don't have anything good to say about
The most
RG3.
exciting thing about him is his name, RG3. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think he needs to be quiet. He's always running his mouth in an inappropriate way and causing all type of unnecessary
And I'm really
controversy.
wondering to some extent how self-loathing he is. And I don't want to go there with it either.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Okay. Staying within the basketball realm, but kind of a little outside. Rudy Gobert, who is on the Timberwolves, and they are in the Western Conference Finals. For whatever reason, his public breakup with his former fiance, I don't know if she was fiance or what, but she is pregnant and would be the mother of his second child, is playing out on social media. She claims that she was blindsided and heartbroken, and she gave up everything for him, and he's denying that there was any infidelity. She claims that he kicked her out of their home, and she's pregnant, and they have a 1-year-old son. And they're French, just to let you know.
They're what, French?
French.
You saying, let me just say this. I don't care if they're strawberry, okay? They need to keep their business out of the public and go ahead and try to solve it in private. Because it sounds like a big, hot French ghetto mess.
But it just seems like, why would you kick out the woman
I
child?
don't know that it is. It sounds like it sounds like a big French ghetto mess. Okay?
Okay.
Because you don't know. How are we going to defend anybody when we don't know? Listen, most of the time, let's be honest, statistically, maybe because men just are more open about their whole lives, it's usually the man. But there's enough times when it's the woman and we find out it ain't even the father. It ain't even this. It ain't even that. And then you talking about got kicked out. We don't know what that is. She might have been in there with a gun on him. She might have been in there burning the house down. We don't know. Let's just take it easy.
Did you see Mariska?
Yes.
Her father?
Well, she found out a long time ago, but she just told the public more recently.
Okay.
But no, she was I don't know if she was 16 or 30 or something like that when she found out. Yeah, but no. But either way, it's been over 20 some years that she found out.
Well,
and
16.
It's in her book. It's in her book. She wrote a book.
Okay.
About her mother.
I was just going to say that math
I think it's made into a movie, if I'm not mistaken, about her mother. But anyhow, I know Mariska did the book. My mom Jane or whatever something, and Mariska Mickey Hargitay is not her biological
From
father.
SVU, guys.
Yes, Mariska, who everybody knows from, SVU as Liv. She's Liv on SVU. But anyway, she did find out some years ago. No, but she found out later than she should have. Either way you want to go with it.
16 and 30, Mom.
Well, that's just me not remembering.
That's a big gap.
Okay, but see, stop. That's not the point. The point
I know,
is, your
16
point is right. I understand
It's
that.
better than that 30.
Well, I forget. That's what you're not looking at. I forget which one I read. If it said she was 30 or she was 16. She was one or the other. Because it was monumental things. There were milestone things that happened to her at both ages. And I forget which was what, okay? But what I'm going to say to you is that it was many years ago that she found out, but she found out years after she should have already known.
But based on her age, things were different. It could have been that the mom didn't know.
No, they knew.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, they knew. He knew. Her dad knew.
Oh, he knew.
Yeah, her Mickey Haggerty knew that he was not her biological father. He knew, but they wanted to raise her that way.
Was Jane a beard?
No.
Oh, he was not gay.
No, not that I've learned
No, I'm
about.
just asking.
No. It
So
just
it wasn't that. It just happened that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he wanted to raise her as his and everything,
Okay.
Yeah, according to what I've read.
So it's not as bad as they made it seem.
No, but what was bad is that she knew a long time and didn't share it with the public. She didn't want not until after he died.
Okay.
After Mickey Haggerty died, because he didn't want it known in the public.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's according to Mariska. They attribute that to Mariska. Yeah.
Well, staying in the sports lane, finally some good news. The Eagles have agreed, and we don't have the numbers in yet, guys, on a multi-year extension with head coach Nick Sirianni after they dogged him out, cursed about, and all these other lovely
and
things.
he turned out to be the man.
Right.
Okay, good for him.
He's
Congratulations. Good for him, and more importantly, good for the overall team. Yeah, which is good. Yeah.
Okay, so that was our little brief sports update. We'll be back with another update on the next
Well, wait a
episode.
minute, daughter. Thank you so much for that wonderful update. But I have something to update on sports too.
No.
Did you see how chubby?
Oh no.
Okay.
Mahomes is getting himself in shape, I hope.
He looked like a little chubby biscuit.
It
I
seemed
saw
like
him.
I don't know what happened. I thought that he was going to get bigger and build up muscle.
Yes, that would have been the sensible thing after the trouncing that his team took. It seemed like he would have said, maybe I need to go bulk up.
Well,
he fluffed up. I'll tell you that for sure. He was looking quite fluffy.
He has to,
and he was playing golf.
Yeah.
I think he was on the golf course or something.
He's gonna have to get himself together.
Patrick, you got to put those biscuits down.
Nah, he's old now. He said 29 is,
Stop, okay? All right.
When I reach that age, I don't know what my metabolism will be.
Yeah. Thank goodness you're barely 21. But Patrick, I have confidence in you that you'll get yourself together better than that. And that's all I'm going to say to you. And, I don't know. I saw Travis and they were saying different things about Travis. But the last picture I saw of him, maybe it was just his outfit, but he didn't look bad. He didn't look that fluffy. Oh, and Jason lost a lot of weight. I mean, Jason's not playing anymore, but Jason lost a lot of weight.
Well, listen, it's very easy. No, I don't want to say it's very easy, but it's much easier for a lot of the NFL players without aid, with weight loss and all this other stuff, to lose weight, because a lot of them force themselves to be that big in that type of position.
Yeah.
Like Jason.
Right.
His position
he needed the bulk.
Like
for
Michael
what he's
Strahan.
doing.
Yeah. He needed
the bulk.
Like Gronk.
Right, I got it. So what's the thing with Patrick?
There's no excuse for Patrick.
Right.
He's gotta get it together.
He's looking fluffier than ever.
Speaking of fluffy, no, he's not fluffy. But you saw Lamar Jackson on Raising Kanan?
I did see him. He fit well into that. Oh, Lamar, please. Well, now Lamar.
No, he has too much money to go that route.
You know what? Look, right. No, I know he wouldn't really, but he might act. He seemed to have good chops in that particular role, you know. Well, I don't know, but anyway. Good to see you, Lamar. Good to see you, Lamar. That was good. I mean,
Okay.
it was a heinous character, but good to see you, Lamar. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Some other good news, Ma. Sesame Street is joining Netflix.
All right.
Brand
Okay.
new episodes and past seasons. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited. In fact, I just got a text yesterday from a relative of mine with an old Sesame Street clip. Patty LaBelle singing the ABC song. Yes, I'm extremely excited.
Okay, moving on. And finally, man, now this is big news. We don't know if it's true yet, but you gotta let me know. Would you want to go see this show? According to Ticketmaster, Brandy is going on the Boy Is Mine tour with Monica,
Love it.
Mooney Long,
Love
and
it.
Kelly Rowland.
Love it. Mooney, who's Mooney Long? Ain't that Money Long? Mooney?
Maybe it's money.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
M-U-N-I. I don't know.
Or maybe it is Mooney Long. I don't know.
I never did. I'm sure. Listen,
I'm
seen her
thinking
before,
Money
but I
Love
don't-
or something.
I don't
Is she
really listen to
British?
her.
Is she the British one?
No, she looks like, isn't she black Asian?
Oh, maybe that's a different person. Mooney Long and Money Love. I think they're different. Okay. That sounds good. Look, never mind all those other people. But for as far as for Monica and Brandy together, I would go on that. I would go see them.
What about
I
Kelly
would think that,
Rowland?
and yeah, of course, and Kelly too. I would think that
The
would be.
other one,
She probably's good, you know, whatever. But I would go see that show. Yes.
oh, remember,
Are they coming
remember
to-
they did the Mariah Carey, I don't know, we don't know anything yet.
Okay.
Remember they did the Mariah Carey tribute, and they had Tori Kelly singing, We Belong Together. No, oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
No,
I remember.
one Tori Kelly did a real good job.
All right.
And then the Mooney Long woman, it was. If there's somebody else did
Okay.
it was okay. Never mind.
Okay, listen, I would go. I would get a ticket. In fact, you can get us some tickets for that whenever they come around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move on to a little bit more of Diddy.
Oh no.
Okay, so we know sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, transportation to engage in prostitution, arson, and bribery.
Arson too?
Yes, he faces a mandatory 15-year sentence with the possibility of life in prison. So those are the things that we know. We know there's some other things: forced sexual encounters,
I'm gonna say
freak-offs,
something. Mm-hmm.
coercion and blackmail, kidnapping
Right.
and assault,
Right.
drug distribution, obstruction of justice.
Right. Okay, good. Right. You know what? And you and I both know. Guess what? Oh no, go ahead, finish. I'm gonna make a comment.
Daniel
Just a
Phillip
simple
claimed he
comment.
was paid up to $6,000 per encounter to have sex with Cassie.
All right, so what's the problem?
Wow.
He got his money.
While Combs watched and sometimes
Right.
gave instructions or filmed.
Okay, good. So he got his money. He was paid to do what he did, and he
And
did
they
it.
said he.
So what is he in court for?
Diddy wore a white robe and face covering and pleasured himself in the corner.
All right, good. So now he's telling people sex secrets. Okay, good. Hey, Pay.
Cassie
He
asked-
said he got the money. Did he say Diddy's check bounced? He said he got his money.
Cassie asked him to urinate on her, and she seemed coach. This is a bunch of stuff, is what they're saying. Just kind
All
of
right.
giving you
All right.
updates.
I got enough
We
of
know that the
whatever.
footage of him dragging
Okay,
Cassie.
okay, hold on. Let me say this. Okay, we got enough. We got the picture. Okay,
I just-
this person got their money. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
You did this and that and whatever, and you got your pay. You had your fee, and he paid your fee.
Okay.
So why you in court? Are you
Well, because
hearing
he's a
me?
witness. They didn't ask him to.
I
He was
understand.
subpoenaed, Ma. I don't
He
think
was forced. You
Yes,
mean?
yes.
Okay. Put that out there.
That's different.
Put that out there.
No, he's not trying to get any money.
Okay, hold on. You know, and I know, and the rest of the world know why Diddy is in jail.
Dawn Richard, remember her? From Danity Kane.
Oh, yeah. He's in jail.
She testified
for beating down Cassie on film. That's why he's in jail.
She witnessed the abuse.
Yes.
Described the incident in 2009 where Diddy beat Cassie in front of her.
Yeah.
Claimed she saw Diddy try to hit Cassie with a skillet and dragged her while yelling. And she said she didn't report it to the police because she feared for her own safety.
She was scared. Because if he did that to Cassie, what you think he'll do for you?
And they did find large amounts of MDA, ketamine, baby oil.
Okay. Hey, you going too much in.
I'm just
we all got it.
On
well, I don't need to hear all that because we already heard all that. We've already heard it all. Okay. Get real. Everybody heard that before.
Okay.
You know and I know he's in jail because we saw on film, not because his freak-off shows that been going on for years or whatever, according to people, okay? You know and I know and the rest of the world knows that man is in jail because the way he beat down Cassie and drug her and kidnapped her in front of us, that we could see this woman was with no shoes on trying to escape, and he stomped her down and drug her, and that's why his ass is in jail. Okay, it ain't in jail because everybody was using drugs and doing a freak off.
Well, that's not what he's accused of.
I understand that.
Crime.
Why ain't you feeling
No,
me?
I understand.
I understand all that.
Everything else is alleged. We saw what we saw.
That's why his ass is in jail. And we not only did we saw it, we are incensed by it. We are appalled by it. Okay. Who the hell do you think you are to treat another human being like that? And that's why his ass is in jail. Okay. And you know it, and I know it.
I know you don't want to talk anymore about it, so we will give you updates here and there, but...
Well, nobody really wants to talk about it, but it's out there. It's out there. You know, so what can you do?
Okay, let's move on to something a little bit more pleasant. Unfortunately, we did not see the last episode. We saw the penultimate episode of Forever, which was adapted by the book by Judy Blume, and her book was done in 1975, and it was very controversial at the time because it explored teen sexuality and was often banned. Can you believe that? So they changed things up, and Mara Brockakeel, she focused on black teens, Justin and Keisha, both athletes navigating first love, sex, and their futures. And so we have Wood Harris and Karen Pittman. We have some really good actors. Really, I really am enjoying it. I think it's a really good coming of age.
I just love Wood Harris in that role. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just love him. I think he is the shit as the father.
Yeah,
he is so good and so understanding and so vulnerable as the father. I just love it. He's strong when he needs to be strong. He's firm. He's stable when he needs to be stable. He's flexible when he needs to be. He listens when he needs to be. He communicates even when it's difficult to communicate. He's standing on business as a father. I really like him in this role.
And I like the dynamic between him and his wife because...
Absolutely.
She's kind of like a stereotypical mom in that...
She's kind of that helicopter mom.
Kind of.
Right.
She is kind of, but she wants her son to be happy. And she wasn't trying to prevent her son from dating and experiencing first love. She just is very vulnerable. She's not vulnerable. She just is like, has the expectation, my son is never going to get hurt. And my son has to be perfect.
And she can't she can't protect him from that.
She's not as realistic.
Right. She's not. The father is much more, I want you to be a man, an adult who can handle whatever he's confronted with, which is the more realistic way. That's what all parents want for their kids. We can't say what you're going to encounter, but we want you to know it'll get better. We want you to be able to get through it. You know,
and
I love him in that role.
And I forgot her name, but playing a single mom, I kind of get her too, At first, I didn't get some of the things
the one
she's
who
doing.
played in the
Ava.
Which was, and she was so good in that. It was love story. Cherish.
Yes. She has a child with Lakeith. I think she's doing a really good job as being a single mom with a teenager and wanting the best for her child.
Absolutely.
Kind of being oblivious to some things going on because she's working so much.
Right.
And thinking that she's doing everything so great for her daughter. She doesn't even really stop and just have a one-on-one conversation.
Right. And realizing, let me sit down for a minute and take a deep breath and see what is going on with my daughter. You know, I see her running in and running out, but I haven't had a chance to talk to her and communicate with her and connect to what's happening in her life.
Right.
Yeah, and letting her know that whatever with all these bills and, you know, and things and material stuff, you know, how are you feeling? I want to know about you, you know, and I'm here for you if you just want to tell me how your day went, you know, or whatever. So that part was lost in the sauce at some point.
Right.
But we're moving, we're progressing.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I'm really enjoying it. I haven't seen the last episode yet, but it gets a top shelf. So
absolutely.
It's renewed for a second season.
Absolutely. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know when it was
Wonderful.
supposed to have its second season, but I think it's been so popular and so well done.
So be it. I agree. I'm very happy that, you know, that we decided to, you know, take the time and you know, and view it and, you know, whatever. I think it's really, really good. It's not just about the coming of age of this teenage couple. It's about the entire village dynamic.
Yeah, it takes a village.
Yeah, it really is good.
Okay, moving on to something completely different is Hacks. Now, Hacks, we've seen quite a few episodes with Hacks this season, and we didn't really talk much about it, but always want to give a shout out to it because I think it's really good writing. The only thing that I'm not as happy about, and you probably may feel similar with me, is Marcus. We aren't seeing a lot of Marcus this season, but I have a feeling that he'll be back.
Right.
Because the fact that he was in this episode, you know, and he may not, the grass isn't always as green or as greener on the other side like we always think.
That is exactly correct. And they haven't just completely written him out.
No.
So I don't know if that's something that's in development because of maybe other commitments someplace, or that's an intentional part of the storyline. I'm not really sure where they're going with it. But love Marcus's character and want to see more of him. And who I could really do without is this HR person. And apparently the public at large was feeling the same way because all of a sudden she's going on hiatus somewhere for a minute. I really saw her role as being very nondescript, just not giving at all, not entertaining, not adding anything to the show, and almost just an annoyance. You know, so apparently somebody else agreed with me because, like I said, she's going to be
we'll probably be seeing less of her. Yeah.
Yes.
This last episode was pretty good, the christening episode, and this was all about the relationship with Deborah, really, and her daughter. Of course, we got to see her with Ava, but this is kind of how.
Well, Ava is her honorary daughter.
Right. Her biological daughter, you know, loves her mom, but just never connected with her on the level that she probably always wanted, and the level that her daughter deserved. Yeah,
and I'm just really looking at Deborah sideways because what I truly believe is that Deborah was so consumed with her career. She was a negligent, not maybe abusive, but negligent mom, and there's this huge resentment, you know, on the daughter's part, and then Deborah is just sort of stubborn and not want to be warm and accommodating. So when she comes around, she's still not necessarily making life easier for her daughter. And also something that I noticed that's real selfish about her, she always has to be the center of attention. Absolutely.
This is her grandson's Christian name.
Absolutely.
And she had to steal the show.
She had to steal the show. She's throwing the wine over on the priest and, complaining about those dry wafers, which everybody know they're just a little dry disc. Circular disc. Everybody knows that. And if she didn't want to drink out of the wine from the communal cup, she didn't have to.
And most
I've been in church when people
you
walk
cups.
past. Well, some give you the option. I've been where they have both. Yeah, okay. And some people just walk right past that big cup.
I would think now since COVID, though.
I'm talking about time during AIDS. People were more afraid about the AIDS at that time.
God. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying.
Now that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but I was a child when I was dealing with all that.
Okay. Moving on.
It's a good thing you don't get struck with lightning for lying.
I know. One other thing that was really funny in this episode is the dance mom. Dance mom.
Dance mom is a total
She's
fraud.
not even a mom.
No, Dance mom is a con artist and good for her. Dance mom is living in a mansion, $25,000 a week. And Dance mom was full of drinking, drugs, and whatever. Oh my goodness, Dance mom was a mess. She was what mess. And then you know what? You don't get props for dancing all the time when you're full of drugs. When you're all high, you don't get props for that.
Because you're your best dancer.
Yeah, that's right. Almost anybody full of drugs can leap and hop and do all that. And I've seen it many times.
Oh, I see it.
I've seen them all full of drugs, hop over fences and dancing and play around. Oh, no. You get that extra oomph when you on certain things for sure.
Oh, God. Anyway, so far, very good season. Can't wait to see more.
Oh yeah, really funny, really good.
We can't really do a breakdown of Murderbot. We'll do with that on the next episode with Alexander Skarsgård because he's just a.
You know what? And I have to really see a little bit more of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So moving on.
Well, we will say that he's a cute, hunky guy for those who haven't noticed. Okay.
I think everyone's noticed that.
Okay.
Okay. Mobland. Now, Mobland is
off the hook. Off the hook.
It's just a good mess. It's a mess, but a good, entertaining mess with Tom Hardy. A really good vehicle for him. Tom Hardy has been around for a minute, like over the past 20 years. He's made a lot of interesting films. He was in one of the Batman movies. I forgot. He was Bane's. He's done a lot of stuff. Yeah. But anyway, a show is really good when the person who is a lead is bad and you still like him.
And he's the bad guy. He's the monster that you want, that you love.
Yep.
He's the monster that you love.
You don't want anything to happen to him because he's still, even though he's terrible, he still has a heart. He loves his daughter. He loves his wife, who is a trouble.
Well, she's trouble, but not in the way of cheating or being disloyal. But she's trouble in the sense that she's doesn't really want that lifestyle.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
And he's not telling her enough. He's telling her too much and not enough all at the same time. Right. And so that's a problem.
She's feeling the need to have a confidant, and therein lies more of the problem. Mm-hmm. Okay.
What did you think about this last episode?
Fabulous. Fabulous. Too much.
Helen
Mirren
much. Is not
likable.
My
goodness. Everybody. You don't know who is the biggest monster. You have competing monsters. And you don't know which one is the worst.
Helen Mirren.
I dislike Helen Mirren the most.
She's the worst.
She's definitely the most dishonest and manipulative.
Because she was trying to kill her husband's daughter.
Absolutely.
So to me, that's
how do
worst.
you think that's going to work out?
Right. And wind up getting her own son.
And wind up losing her. Just how in the world do you think that's going to work out? Whether you like the husband's child or not, or whether it's not a child that you two have in common, that's your husband's child. Come on. What in the world makes you think that you're going to rebound from that?
Right.
What makes you think that he's not going to find out about it? Why?
And he
do
will.
You think that? Why on earth?
And
Harry will tell him.
Yeah.
And Harry will tell him. Harry's the main one. Harry is not loyal to her.
Mm-mm.
He's loyal to Conrad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's a lot. Mobland, hey, top shelf.
Yep.
Top shelf.
Okay, another show that we like is Your Friends and Neighbors, starring Mr. Jon Hamm as Coop. Andrew Coop, a disgraced hedge fund manager who turns to, stealing to maintain his lavish lifestyle after
he lost
losing
his job.
and going through a divorce.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say about this is really interesting is that some of it doesn't make much sense.
Well, a lot of it doesn't make sense.
Jon Hamm.
Are we supposed to be making sense of these things?
Well, Jon Hamm and Amanda Peet, for example, they're going through divorce, so I don't know if they're officially divorced or not.
But
why do they seem like they still love each other?
I was getting ready to say they seem more in love than ever. It's like, well, what happened? But you know what? Then there's two ways of looking at this, there's always multiple ways of seeing things. Well, why did you jump in bed with another man so quick and bring him in your house like that?
Right.
No, listen, there's bad enough that you being disloyal and disrespecting the entire relationship. That's number one. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. In your bed, in your home.
That you share with your husband.
That you share with your husband. And
you have 2 kids.
Your 2 almost grown kids.
But yeah.
Right. You can't say, oh, mommy's got a headache, y'all go to bed. These people are doing the same thing you're doing. They're sexually active too. Okay?
But at least the daughter.
The son is doing whatever he can do, And so it's just ridiculous. But wait a minute. If it's so easy for you two to sit down and spend a little time together, the next thing you know, y'all are back being intimate with each other. How did you disrespect your marriage and your vows and breach your whole contract with him so easily and to such a deep extent? Wait a minute now. You didn't just bring this man in your home. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. You get all around the community with this man.
Right.
Your common friends, your everything is this man. You have publicly humiliated this man. But that's okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
And wait a minute.
Well, that's why Jon Hamm is stealing from his friends and neighbors.
Well, yeah, because he feels no loyalty toward them. But guess what? Cost versus benefit. What is it going to cost you when you get arrested? Okay?
Which happened.
There you go. And now your friends are so terrible they're killing each other, and you get damn arrested, and you're not even a killer, and you get arrested. All you did was take a few precious items, and these people are taking lives, but yet you were so foolish you put yourself in that position. They're looking at you sideways. Right. I'd rather be a thief than a murderer.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Although you might do less time. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I still like Your Friends and Neighbors, but it's just a lot of cuckoo.
Oh yeah, Your Friends and Neighbors too. I'm giving it a low top shelf.
A low, yeah. I'm with you on that.
Mobland, I think, is better writing.
Oh, for sure. Okay. So let's move on to the highlight of this episode, which is of course Raising Kanan. Season 4 finale.
Raising Kanan, I get so upset with their murderous ways and their criminal ways and everything. But you know what? The show is so well written.
I don't think it's well written this season.
No, well, let me say not well written. Let me say so exciting.
Yeah. And
it has such, which is more appropriate. And the characters are so intense. I hate to see it go off.
So let's break it down. Well, it's coming back next season, but next season will be the last, supposedly.
Yes.
Now, let's break it. Stefano is done. Okay? Now, he's not really dead.
But he's severely injured. Right. Well, I don't know how down and out he's going to be.
You think he'll...
I don't know about that. I know Rock thinks that.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
Rock has miscalculated a couple things.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
And Jukebox, we know, is consoling Kanan when the episode comes on. We don't really know exactly what happened, but he finds out that Krystal is dead.
Right.
And so he is just really pissed, very upset, and he's blaming the mom.
He's very unhinged. Yeah, right. Mom has done some terrible things, because don't forget, I always have to remember in the back of my own head, within the context of this show, don't forget, this is the mom who asked her son to go kill his father. Okay? Not many moms would do that. Okay? When moms do that, you know right then.
And didn't tell him.
Moral
They
fiber.
didn't tell him who he was.
All the same, she knew it was his father, so it's on her. She made that judgment. And she had hoped if it had worked out, he would never have found out. But guess what? It didn't go down that way. And Kanan actually shot him. You know, so
he didn't kill him.
He didn't kill him, but he actually shot
killed
him. Well, in the end, that was a different situation, but still. Then if she wanted to kill him, hey, he ain't her father. He's the father of her child, which is pretty horrible. But at least
and she killed her mom too. Of course, the mother asked her.
Well, some people consider that.
Could do that.
I couldn't do it, but some people call it euthanasia. It all depends on your belief. I think that she just disliked the mother and was disconnected enough from the mother that it wasn't that hard for her to do. Right. And she saw the mother. But see, my thing would have been, look, I ain't gonna have that on my conscience, because the mother was laying on her deathbed. You know, she was laying on her deathbed. So why did you feel you needed to hasten it?
Just let her go.
Let her go. Right.
Okay. So, what's the name? Snaps and Pops. They have plans for Kanan. They introduce him to Breeze, and they also want Unique to be involved in all of this. And you know that's going to kind of be a little bit of a disaster.
And you can already just look at him and see what it is.
I wonder.
Unique is just off the hook. Okay? This Breeze comes in. He's supposed to be so brainy and this and that. And he's in a crowd of people with a loud, expensive car, blasting the music and carrying on and this and that. But this is not the way that people in the upper echelons of the drug business behave. Okay? So he's already acting like he might not be a corner boy, but he's only just one step above it.
Well, his corner boys, we know, are James St. Patrick and Tommy Egan. So we're going to see. Wonder if they'll show them next season.
Well, we'll see how they tie it all together.
Meets up with them.
So we'll see how they tie it all together.
And then, Unique, I guess, was really kind of consoling Sal's widow, Teresa. We know that part. So I don't really know what to think about with Unique.
I'm not sure. And also looking for protection for him and his people. You know, that's how I feel. You know, reinforcements, you know. Unique is totally self-serving at this point. You know, and totally just gunning for Rock and her family.
And when Kanan finds Rock and confronts her. And because
he's convinced that Rock killed Fame and Keisha. Right.
And so we don't know.
Which we know, the viewing public knows she didn't kill either one of them.
Right.
So, but you know, we say Kanan is foolish with a lot of his, you know, behaviors and thoughts. But guess what? With that mother, with her resume, there's no wonder that he believes that.
Right.
Because if she could ask her son to go kill his father, what is it that you can't do? Now I'm looking at, what is your boundary? She has one, but you have to wonder, what is it?
Right. I don't know.
I don't know either. Guess we'll find out.
I don't know. I'm not liking a lot of things that I'm seeing when it comes to Kanan this season.
I'm not liking the way Kanan is moving. And Snaps and Pop, they are just atrocious.
Yeah. So, I mean, it went off. So, we're at the finale. So, we'll see, you know, what happens
next season.
And that'll be the final season. But I don't know how they're going to end it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And Rock is another one. Rock is one of my favorite people in the show. And Rock is horrible. But she's one of my favorite people.
But she is a lot to handle.
Yeah. Listen, Rock, Lou, to some extent Marvin, they have something about them that is magnetic, that will draw the audience to them. But Rock and Lou, not Lou, Marvin in particular, are terrible.
Okay.
And a lot of bodies on Marvin. He's got a lot of bodies on him.
When I look at him, I just feel sad.
Yeah, because I feel like it's done. Mm-hmm. It's a wrap. It's curtains for him, no matter which way you go.
Okay. So, always enjoying raising Kanan, even though I think some things took a little step back. But I think maybe next season they'll get themselves on track again.
Yeah.
All right. So finally, we can talk about this a little bit, is Farmer Wants a Wife.
Okay.
Now, we have our 4 farmers, and we have Colton, who is 28, and he is a single dad. When we say single dad, he was married, he's divorced.
Yes.
We have Jay, who is an Alabama former athlete. Then we have John, who we know is in law school. And then we have Matt, who owns an avocado and exotic fruit farm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know. That one's and that one is in California.
Right.
So he's the oldest farmer at the age of 30. Okay? The rest of them are all under 30.
Okay.
2 25s.
Didn't we leave out somebody?
We only got 4.
Oh, we only have 4? Okay.
Colton, Jay, John, and Matt.
Oh, Jay. Yeah.
Well, the names are similar, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, with Colton, we have 2 women that he's left with, and that is Keely and Zoe. We saw him with Keely, the dance coach. Both of them are 22, I might add. What are your thoughts on Colton?
I don't know. I don't know that Colton is even ready.
He didn't seem that serious.
He seemed a little bit indecisive to me. I don't know. I don't know. If I'm a serious person, I would skip Colton.
How about at 22, you don't need to be a serious person?
Well, that's it. That's it. So what do you want me to say? They're on the show. So,
Zoe, we didn't see Zoe, but she is in school to be a ICU nurse.
Yeah.
And he was just so enthralled with her.
Yes.
But he also was worried, is she going to want to move?
Stay down on the phone.
Right.
Right. Okay. Next.
So you don't really care too much about him?
Well, to me, he needs to probably just be dating right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jay is 25, and we got to see him with Karina. Was it Karina or Grace? No, it was Grace, right?
Grace.
Grace is the one. Okay, yeah. They're both 23, my bad. And Grace's job is a nanny.
And he met Grace's parents. Right.
I don't know how I feel about him and Grace either. I think that Grace needs to run. And because I think that...
Away from him?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that he is the type of person that will support her and make her feel pampered and treated the way she needs to be treated. First of all, I think all these people are just way too young to get married. But I guess on the farm, that age is, not a non-issue.
Right.
What are your thoughts on Jay and Grace? Because we didn't see him with Karina. And Karina is the operations manager.
I haven't seen him be, really appear to be sexually attracted to anyone. A little peck here and there, but I haven't seen him show any real strong chemistry toward any of them, except maybe Karina. Mm-hmm. And that would be more in the lust category, because she's kind of lusting after him.
Right.
And she puts it out there. And the rest of them have not been as forward and direct.
Okay.
To me, she seems much more mature and
same age.
And than the rest of the ladies, she seems much more mature. And
the ladies in general, or
his ladies,
Yeah.
Whether it is or it isn't, that's the way she presents.
Yeah.
I don't.
She seems like she's on a mission. And she.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they're all supposed to be on the same mission, but she is just more aggressively pursuing it, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Yeah. So, do I like it? No.
Okay. So we have John, who has Claire and Lily. Now, I'm trying to remember John's. Now, John is the lawyer. Well, he's not a lawyer yet.
He's in law school. Right.
Um,
and isn't
he has a big
one of
family.
them? One of them has a potential father-in-law who's also a lawyer.
That's him.
Yeah.
It's John.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember if it was Claire. Was it Claire or Lily?
I don't know.
Because they kind of run together, which is not good.
I don't know. You know.
But you like John.
Yes, John is very charming. Overall, the guys are charming, except I could do without Colton.
Okay.
I don't think Colton is that attractive, and I think he's goofy.
He's the least attractive.
Right, right.
Okay, and finally, Matt. Now, Matt, he is the one with the avocado and exotic fruit farm.
Right.
Now, he has Chelsea and Jordan, and we saw Jordan. Jordan is the one from Nashville and the singer.
And she's
I remember
the singer.
her
Right.
very much because her father had a lasting impression on me, and she had a lasting impression on me.
Right.
Now, is it going to be right for Matt? I don't know.
Well, anyway, maybe she won't sing at Nashville anymore, but she was singing a song to him.
Well, let me say this, and this is being very ignorant, because and please forgive me for all the farmers out there. We have love for everybody. She's 32. He's 30. Pretty much the same age. I think somebody that's a farmer, they normally want a younger woman.
I don't understand.
And they normally they normally want a younger woman, and they normally just kind of want to have a bunch of kids. I'm not saying that she can't have a bunch of kids.
Well, maybe
she's a musician.
Yeah, maybe he's a new age farmer, and maybe she'll give up her singing in Nashville because she said she would. He asked her about it, and she said
she's lying. She wouldn't be on the show.
Oh, so you don't think these people on the show are sincere? Oh, okay. Well, that's a thought.
Okay.
Whatever.
Any thoughts on going into the last couple of episodes?
No thoughts. Good luck to all of them.
Much.
It's all right. I mean, come on. Who cares? They're all on there just trying to promote their careers. I don't see any genuine anything with any of them. I really don't.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, you want to take the
now, you know good and well, and some of them are wealthy, and the farms, but 2 or 3 of them look like a big estates and all this. I mean, come on. So they're on TV with that? Come on. Look, they're in show business. Okay?
Yes, some of them look very wealthy.
Yeah. So they're in show business. So that's the beginning and the end. And is it entertaining? Somewhat. Yes, I give it a mid-premium.
Okay. All right, are we ready to take the last?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is to what? This is to what, Pay?
Audrey G3 saying he could recognize hate when he sees it, referring to Angel Reese's feelings towards Caitlin Clark was irresponsible, but not at all surprising. Clark's the biggest star in women's basketball, and deservedly so. No need to beat up Reese to add to shine to it. Audrey 3's play into the narrative that Reese is the villain of Clark's hero origin story. Now, who berated Reese in college, have an ally in Griffin, and add him to the list of black men who've adopted the corny trend of denigrating black women to affirm their choices. Attacking Reese multiple times in order to gain favor from his desired crowd won't help RG3 blend in more. Echoing the microaggressions of racists won't make him any less black than me. That's from Ryan Clark.
Good for you. All right, RC. Yay.
So I wanted to give a toast
all right,
to Ryan Clark.
All right, for Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark, you stand on business. I
He really
love
does.
that.
I love that.
Me too.
I really would like to see Ryan Clark even shine even more.
You know I love Ryan Clark.
But let's see. I mean, he's shining, but I want him to shine even more. Okay, that's all I have to say. Not
right.
comparing him to anybody else.
That's right. Ryan
But
Clark,
he stands on business.
Ryan Clark, you are a star and you stand on business. And that's what it is. Okay.
All right, Ma. Three things to make you smile. That made you smile.
The sun, the stars, the moon. Those are my 3 that I give all the time. And family. Family first.
Family, friends, and sports.
All right.
Anything you want to say before we go?
I want to tell everyone, if I don't get a chance, well, I think I get a chance to speak to you again before the holiday. I'm not really sure. But
yeah,
I just want to tell everyone, enjoy life. Okay? Life is too short to be unhappy, and life is too long to be unhappy. Okay? So understand that, and to thine own self be true. And until we meet again, be safe.
Okay. I agree with everything that you said. We will be back again on Thursday with a brand new episode. Everyone be safe out there, and we will see you soon. Don't forget to follow us on your preferred platform at the Bamgboshe Happy Hour, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, All Things Peju, home of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. Talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.